So welcome back, welcome to another video. What have I been up to? I've got that on, my new clips have come. So I've got these wheel arch eyebrows back on, both sides. Put it onto high suspension, put axle stands back underneath. Jacked up, got the front wheels off. We're working on getting the shocks, front shocks out. Deflated the suspension. I'm going to turn that big light off up there. And we're coming in here. I've lost my claw foot in there somewhere, but we're about to disconnect this front air line, get this shock out, and then I'll go do the same on the other side, and then I'll put the new ones back in. So yeah, my claw foot's gone down there somewhere. I can't see it. I might be able to see it once I get the thing out, the shock. Right, we're going to get this air line out. And it'll go hiss again. There we are. Right, get the shock out now. First one. Front shock. So we'll do the same the other side. Not too bad in here. So yeah, I don't know where my claw foot's gone. I've got to take the underpan off anyway, because to do the to do the front diff oil. Let's go do the same the other side, then I'll go and have some lunch and then put back later. That took some doing, that did. I've got all the three bolts off the top. It's the inner ones, you can't get at them from the top, even with extensions and swivels, because there's a bit of the chassis, that's a bit of the body that's in the way. And now I'm trying to get out the bottom one. I've got to bash it out. Hang on. Left-handed. Can't do it very well left-handed. There we go, now it'll come out, that'll drop, then we can get the air line out the top. So that's both front springs off. Going to have some lunch, get the new ones back in. That's that side in, passenger side. Bottom one torque down at ride height, not that you need to, but I've done it anyway. Onto the other side now, driver's side. Right, so both sides put back together, as in air springs on. That side as well. Airline's back in, tightened up, nuts tightened down at the top, torqued at the bottom. Next I've got to open the door so I can start the engine. Shut the bonnet or pull the bonnet down, get in. Reinitialise the air suspension, check for leaks. There'll be no leaks at the back, it'll be just the front, so I'll do that. And then tomorrow I'll take the underpan off. It's getting too hot in here now. Take the underpan off, look for that crowfoot wrench thing, foot that I've lost, that I've dropped. Hopefully it'll fall through. Diff oil, transfer oil, calibrate the suspension, the new springs, initialize the toe electrics, put the seal things back on over the weekend, then it's ready to go. Oh yeah, there's one more job I've got to do down there. I've got to change that sensor there, which is the fuel pressure sensor. I've got a new one of them. Right, open the door, start. Well, put the wheels back on, torque the wheels down. I'd already, before I put the wheels on, enabled the suspension, put some air in, made sure they were moving, put leak detection fluid on, they weren't leaking, so I put the wheels on, took it off the jacks, torqued the wheels down, started to put the wheel liner back in at the back, so I've had to take the trim off again. Thought, it's too hot in here now, I'll leave it till another day. I'll just level the suspension because it was still down at the front, started the engine, enabled it again to start putting air in. It's popped on that far one, I think, like it did on the other side. But yeah, it's too warm in here. I mean, what temperature is it in here now? It's 31.5. So yeah, it's too much that. So I'm going to pack in. It's 2:45. I'll come back to it tomorrow. I'll have to jack the front up, and then problem is now that is a right pain to get to, that airline on these front ones. And I'd already got it as tight as it'd go, and I'd already cut off the damaged bit of pipe. Never mind, come back to it tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Right, morning, we're back at it again. I've had a look. It's actually blown both front airlines off, so I've got to take the front wheels off again, jack up, back on axle stands. I think to get these rear wheel liners in, I'm going to have to take the wheel off. Just gives me more room to play. So let's get it jacked up. Let's see if I can sort these airlines out and get it level first. I've got both wheels off. I need to undo the nuts to get them in because I've tightened them down. Problem is you can't get at it. You can't flip and see what you're doing. Might have to take the wheel arch liner out. Give me a bit more space to manoeuvre maybe, I don't know. So what have we got? Screw, clips. Clips. Yeah, take the wheel arch liner out. Easier said than done. Shouldn't be too bad. We'll take it out. We'll have a look. We'll check underneath. Right, so that's an 8mm. That's a Phillips. The rest of them are these pushing clips. Right, let's get that out. So wheel arch liner off. That makes it easier to get to. Let's take the eyebrow off. So we'll clean that while we're at it. We'll clean off in here. There's loads of mud in here. Where's my light? But now at least I should be able to get to the top a bit better. I can certainly see it a bit better. Yeah, so we can clean out in here. It's okay. That wire needs cleaning in, plugging in. That just needs to come down there a little bit. It's been stretched. We'll clean out all this rubbish. Yeah, not too bad. So I've got a good coat of wax up here. Good. Right, let's get on. So that's this one done. Put it back together now. I'm going to put the wheel liner back in. I trust it. I'm not going to wash it because it'll only get muddy again. Yeah, I might leave the eyebrow off though, but I'll put the arch liner back in because it's easier to do that with the wheel off. A lot more leaves on this side. Again, it had come off. So we'll do the same we did on the other side. Clean it all up, give it a brush, put it back together, put the hose in. Not bad. Earths are okay. Yeah, it's alright. Good. Yeah, it's fine. That's the front valve block there for the air suspension. So yeah, it's okay. Right, let's crack on. Get it sorted. It's one of them days where I'm not getting anywhere fast today. I've been faffing around with this side. I've had the shock out, I've had it back in, I've cut more off the pipe, I've had the blooming ferrule off the top, I lost the olive, I found the olive, I've lost a nut, I can't find the nut. It's ridiculous, and I can't now get the pipe back in there. I've tried having the nut and the ferrule on the end of here, trying to screw it in. Can't get it to start, I can't screw it in. I've had it trying to push that in, I can't push it in. So I think it's time to pack in and go and do something else. Come back at it another day. Right, same day, I've had an idea. I think I know what I'm going to do. Been in, done a bit of exercise, had a shower. We've had a thunderstorm, so it's cooled down outside. Got my wireless endoscope. I'm going to shove that down, see if I can find the nut on this side and the crow's foot on that side. And then if I come down here, where's my torch? Is my torch still down here? Yeah, I've got a torch here. That's alright, I've got a torch. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to drop the strut down again. I'm going to cut the line around here somewhere, put a joiner in, and then I'll be able to put the line in with the strut on the ground, and then put it back in again, and then just put the normal push fit joiner in behind and underneath the splash shield. That'll work. Because then I can tighten it up properly as well with it sat on the ground. Right, so I need to do a few bits and pieces here. So that worked after a bit of faffing. Found my nut, retrieved my nut. Next we'll go to the other side and find my blooming crawfoot. Right. And there's my crawfoot. So now I've just got to feed the magnet down the side of the wire, pick that up. Now I give up trying to get the crawfoot out. I'll have to get it out at a later date. If it don't fall out, it's properly wedged into a little thing, a little like V. And I've tried magnets, I've tried bending a blooming piece of metal, you know, like a spoke type thing. No, won't have it. So let's get this other bit sorted. So that's the bit of line I cut off. So what is it, 4mm? That stuff. I haven't got any joiners that small, so I need to buy some more, so I can't cut it yet. That's what I'm going to have to do. So yeah, I'm going to have to leave it for this episode, or at least leave it for now. Might drain the diff oil tomorrow, but I need to change the engine oil on the blooming Freelander again, so I'll have to do that tomorrow if the stuff turns up, and then order some connectors. So see you later. Look what's arrived. It's Sunday. I've got some new 6mm connectors. Did a few bits of ordering. I've ordered a new magnet kit, flexible magnet kit from Amazon, because I've bust my other magnet on a stick. It's on the other side. Earlier this afternoon I've got the rear wheel arch liners in. I didn't need to take the wheel off, so I've got them off, got them back in rather. Eyebrows on after you've put them in. It's easier to do it after. And these are all the scrap connectors that I've got to throw away. Let's get my overalls on, let's go around, let's cut, and let's see if we can get stuff sorted. Let's get a light on as well. So the rearward face of the sill covers, where they connect to the like inner of the wheel arch down here, the front bit of the wheel arch, if I get out of the light, the spare clips that go, there's 2 spare clips and screws go in. If you go back a few videos, I had to drill them out. I've got one. I searched the part manual, couldn't find them, so I knew I'd got one. I need 4, so I've had to order some more. They'll come tomorrow. Those are the screws, so I've had to drill some out. I'll sort that, I'll put something in. Right, let's go round. That's what I've done, just cut there, took that piece off, take the shot back out, and then we'll get that piece that went to the back in the top on the ground. So just get the airbag out, the strut out. So now with it back out again, I'm going to shove the air line in there. Like this. I might need 2 hands. It's loose. Do it the other way. I'll come back to you when I've done it. Right, so now I've got it started, I can feed it through and then I can connect it up. Tighten it down first. Where's my spanner? There. 12. So it shouldn't leak. And it shouldn't come out. Right, that just needs nipping now, tightening. I can't do it with one hand. Tighten these back up again. I've got the bolts back in. That was easier, much easier. Right, I'll do it with 2 hands, it's quicker. So there it is, there's the joiner clipped back in. That'll hide behind the wheel arch. I've just got to torque this bottom bolt back up again, that one. So 300 Newton meters, you don't need to do it at ride height, but I'm going to. So 266 from the eyebrow, which I need to just put back on temporarily. I suppose I better start the car first before I do that, before I torque that down, just because I want to get some gas leak detection stuff on this, and I won't be able to do that when I put the wheel arch liner in, and it's easier to put the wheel arch liner in when you've got the eyebrow off. Let's start the car first. Or do I? No, I trust it. Do I trust it? I trust these. That shouldn't go now. So jack it up with the jack, 466 millimeters from the centre of the hub, bottom of the wheel arch eyebrow, just put it on temporarily so it's in the right place. Measured that, tighten it up, 300 Newton meters. Got 110. More. That's it. Wheel back on, torque down, all 4 wheels torque down, eyebrow back on, wheel arch liner back in, engine cover back on. So the next job, open the garage door, start it, reinitialise the air suspension, calibrate the air suspension. So I'm going to start it. I probably won't calibrate it tonight, probably calibrate it tomorrow, because it is now 7:05. So it's time to go and have a drink, and I've had my food. So let's go get the car key, open the door, start it, see what happens. Here we go, so we're doing it. I've got to go in there and press that button. Hopefully it won't go pop this time. Keep your fingers crossed. Well, it seems to work. It's in extended mode because it's got axle stands, and I don't think there's any leaks. I'm going to leave it, see what happens. I'm going to leave it on the axle stands until I've done the diff oil and that transfer gearbox oil tomorrow. I've got the sill covers to put back on, but that shouldn't take too long. I might do that tomorrow night as well, so see you tomorrow maybe. Right, Monday evening, back from work, 20 to 6, just got a coffee. Want to do a bit more on this. Let's open this packet. So there's a few things I want to do tonight. I want to mark and drill if I need to put the sill covers back on. I want to have a go at getting the thing that I've got, that crowfoot spanner. So with this I can bend like that and get that into nooks and crannies, magnet. So that should work well. Pick up the scissors, look. So that should work well. Drain the diff oil, front diff oil, and get that done. Then in here we've got another couple of bits as well. Just one bit, a new one of them as well. So that should be useful. So we'll see if I can do that in a bit. We'll faff around with that. First job, get the diff oil draining. So I can do that. Let's get my overalls on, get underneath, get the diff oil draining. We'll show you that in a minute. So front diff, that's the drain plug. I think that's a 1/2 inch drive. And then the level plug is on the other side for it apparently. So let's go and have a look. That's more difficult to get to, I think. Let's go and have a look on the other side of it. Now, looking on the other side of the diff, that's the level plug in there. If I let's see how we can do this. Get light in like that. That's the fill plug there. So we'll undo that one first, same as usual. Undo that, then the drain. So that's an 8 apparently. So with me. That goes in there, okay. Right, so we want a bit of an extension, 1/2 inch drive on, that'll do it. Right, let's come back when I've done that. So 1/2 inch to 3/8 adapter to just give me that little bit of space. Then I'll put it on undo, crack that off. Yeah, that's loose. Take this one out. Right, that'll come out. Shouldn't get anything out of there. Yeah, that's dry. So then, over the other side now. Drain. That might be 3/8, you know. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's 3/8. Thought it was 1/2. That's not tight either. Get this out, get it draining. That'll come out really easily, that will. Right. Ready? There's only just over 1/2 litre in here. Leave that draining. That's on the end. I need to wipe that drip up. Let's get a rag. Leave that draining. So while that's draining, we'll clean these up. Yeah, it's not too bad at all. No big bits, it's all just fine stuff that. Give it a clean with some brake cleaner in a bit. Same with that one. Clean it off, bit of brake cleaner, and they'll be alright. So it's pretty much finished dripping. I'll just let a couple more drips come. That's most of it out, isn't it? Hardly any coming out now. So we'll wipe that up. And we'll put the bung back in without dropping it in the actual oil bath. Tighten that down. This gets 54 Newton meters. And then we'll go and put the oil in. Again, same oil as the rear for this one. 75W90, that Ravenol stuff, 0.61 litres, and then the fill plug gets 34. And then when I've done this underpan can go back on, and then it's transfer gearbox. There we are. Clean up because that was loose before. That's fine. There we go. Right, that's okay. So we'll move that over the other side and we'll move over. There we go. So we've got that in the fill hole, and we're going to pump again from the container. We've got 700 in there, so we want to go down to it's at 100. So 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600 just under there. So we'll pump away. See if we can get you balanced. I don't know what you can see. Don't know whether this is going to be any good or not. Right, it's going in now. That's 100. Seems you're not going to pump it in too fast, but it comes out. 200. That's it, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, hang on, no. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. A bit more yet. That'll be enough. That'll be enough. Right, we'll get the level plug in. Right, that needs 34 in a minute. I'll just get rid of the oil. Right, I'm back. Let's torque that. My light's in the way. Oh yeah. Right, so transfer box oil next. Right, so transfer box, this one's easier. Drain, so fill, drain. And they're both the same. Now the only thing is, that shield's in the way, innit? Big extension to here, we should be okay. So yeah, I'll make sure that they come undone. And then we'll get them cracked off. Need a big extension bar. Let's get that draining. Yeah, that's loose. Fuel plug, like drain plug. Right. Light. If I can get it to balance. Get the other way up. Where have I put it? Bringing the wrong thing. Let's get it undone. You going? You're not even going. You were going. Right, so there's only a couple of litres in this, I think. What's this going to be like? Not too bad. Drain plug's okay. Leave that draining. Take the fuel plug out. So this is the stuff we're putting back in. It's the correct stuff for it. 1.5 litres, fill to the level plug. So these don't come with a spout, so even though you can get at it, I'm going to use my thing again. I've drained it all out, cleaned it out. So we'll put the drain plug back in, and I've got to remember what the torque is. I'll tell you in a minute. Right, so these have copper washers, these two. I've got two new copper crush washers, 22 Newton meters for both these. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Let's get the washer back in, and the drain plug, 22 Newton meters. We'll clean off after. We'll give it a spray with some brake cleaner after. Torque wrench, 22 Newton meters. Stupid me. What have I not got? I've not got the flipping hex key on the end. The Allen key. There we are, that's it. That can start filling next. I need to reposition for this one. Get the idea. So onto the second container now. Can't be getting far away now. Here it comes. That's it. Let that drip. So I don't know what I've recorded and what I've not, because it was still going. So it's overflowing, put it in, light's gone off. So we might have a flicker because this one's not as good, but you should be able to see. So put it in till it's overflowing. I'm going to put the bung in, tighten it, clean off. So again, new copper washer, 22 Newton meters. That in there. There we go. Right, clean off. Bit of brake cleaner. There we go. That'll be okay. Tidy away. There we go, so that's the oils done. And then we need to kick that, put that into a bucket, not into a bucket, into a container to go and recycle before we kick it over. Put the tools away. Right, that's that done. So it's now 7 o'clock. Good job done tonight. That means all I've got to do next is put the sill covers on. Do that tomorrow night and I can use it. Right, Tuesday after work, it's coming up to 7 o'clock. Don't get back till later on Tuesday at the moment. So we're working on getting these sill covers on. So I've had to put some riv nuts in under here for the clips. They're about M8. So I've put M8 riv nuts in for the clips to go in there. And then you can see if I open the door here, this bit here I've had to re-drill that, so I've just put some zinc paint on that for the tang to go in. We need to put the clips in. That can go in. I've put my what do you call them? Spare clips here for those screws. So next we can get that trim. So this sill cover now, that's the forward end. there's a tang there that goes into a hole. Then there's these clips that go underneath, that go into those holes where I've just put the riv knot. And then there's some new clips that have to go in there that I'll have to put on. I've only got one left, so I've got to do that, and then the clips in from the bottom. And then screws from the end. That's where I've just had to re-drill that hole. So there were clips, I've just put them on. Where have they gone? They're probably broken. Right, let's get it on. And this is why I kept all these old plastic ones that had snapped off. So replaced those, and then we've got 3 new ones at the back. So let's see if I can get it fitted and snapped into place. Go. Open the door again. That's that. And then in here, get that in there. There. Then put screws in there, clips from underneath. These are the clips that go in underneath. These ones. Sort of push it in, and then the centre bashes down. Probably a 2-piece clip, really. Yeah, they are. Like that. And then the middle goes in. Let's get the rest in. So that's this silk cover on. 2 new penny washers there, and screws in those. Shut this door. This trim's loose here. Bottom of the door. All the clips are intact. They're not broken, but it's loose. We're going to have to fix that. I can't leave that like that. It's just not bashing on to that top clip. So that's not right. That's better. A couple of new clips in there. 3 new clips. So that's one side done. I've got that bit right now. The prongs on the end of the seal cover weren't tucked in the back of that bit properly, so I had to take that bit off and wangle and take that bit off at the bottom of the bit. It's sorted. Now I'll go to the other side. So 3 11mm holes drilled now. 1, 2, 3. 3 rib nuts, which we'll put in a minute. Bit of paint. Rib nuts next. That's it. Go to the job. Get the clips sorted, then we can put that on. So that's this seal cover on. The only thing I've got to do is the screws in the wheel arch down here, the wheel arch liner, but they don't quite line up. So I'm going to see if I can move the spire clips. If not, I'll have to take the wheel off and drill a new hole. We'll see. I might be able to get them to line up, we'll see. Yeah, it's going to be easier with the wheel off. Right, I'm going to do that another day. I'm not doing that now. Rest of it lines up, it's just that bit that's funny. So that's weird. Everything else lines up. So I'm going to sweep up my bits, put my stuff away, put it tidy, shut the door. It's morning, Friday about 8 AM. 20 past 8 to be precise. Right, what day was it? Today's Friday, so Wednesday night after work, I spoke to you Tuesday night. Wednesday night, took that wheel off, got them 2 screws in, put the wheel back on. Took like 10-15 minutes. Then I left it, came back in later to get that crawfoot. Literally, I got it within 5 minutes. I didn't even bring the camera or start it because I didn't think I was going to be able to get it, so I thought it was pointless filming. I'll insert a picture. It took me 5 minutes, including getting the actual endoscope camera out, hooking it up to the phone, feeding the endoscope camera down, feeding the magnet down, click, straight away, straight out. So literally had that bend on it, followed it down without actually looking on the actual camera picture on the phone, just followed the wire to where I could see the light, then looked on the camera, could see it was in shot, straight out. So now what I need to do is put the under tray back on, get it off the jack stand, the axle stands. I want to, one thing I did notice when I started it the other day, just down here, where is it? There. So I had a drip from that air conditioning joint. So I want to nip that up, make sure that's not leaking. Because of course I disturbed it, didn't I? So it could be it just moved slightly. See if I can reseat it. So you can see there's just a bit of yellow on it. I did wipe it off. So down off the axle stands. So back to where we were last week about repressuring the air suspension again and getting it back up. It'll go out of garage nice like that though, won't it? But I've got to hang my washing out. Right, so I've reinitialised the air suspension. I had it on off-road height, I've just put it back down to normal. Rear tyres are still deflated to get it out of the garage. We'll get it out of the garage, we'll swap them round and we'll give it a wash because the roof's all covered in dust. This auto one won't let me do another job that I want to do. So luckily today I've got a Gap 2D tool coming that I ordered, so that should let me do it. So let's get it out of the garage, give it a wash, and then I'll see you in a bit. See you later today. This is the other thing I want to do just before I get it out of the garage, is make sure my trailer wiring works. Now I might have to initialise it, but I can't do it on the tool I was just showing you. I might have to do it on the Gap 2D. So I've got the trailer board set up. I'll go see if it works. Yeah, I think it works. Hang on. There you go. It's not, there you go, see, it's not wired for reverse, just the trailer board's not wired for reverse, so it must be working. So the Discovery's out on the drive, I've swapped them round. There's Freelanders in the garage. I'll change oil on this, and maybe later today, maybe tomorrow. I've washed the Discovery. I've cleaned it inside because it was covered in dust inside. I had bought a second-hand like boot cover. It's the wrong one, don't fit. Advertised as a Discovery 3, it's not, don't fit. It's a pain in the backside. Anyway, yeah, still waiting in for the, I can't test drive it. I have had it on the road just to turn it round and swap the cars round, but I can't test drive it because I'm waiting for UPS. I'm waiting for the delivery of the Gap 2D tool, and I don't want to drive it until I've got a Gap 2D tool. The other one, the auto one, AP 200 or whatever it is back in the Freelander where it lives. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. There is another couple of jobs I want to do on the Freelander, but they're not big, not the Freelander, the Discovery, but they're not big ones. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. If you've stuck it this far all the way through this episode, because it's a long one, thank you. Drop a comment below. See you next time.